Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Before starting my video, if you didn't subscribe my channel yet, please do, and do not forget to turn on notifications because I'm here every day for you. Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how we able to add exceptions in our application. Okay, let's go step by step. First of all, let's go controller and create an exception controller. It is going to be an empty MVC controller. Let's give exception controller. All right, let's create it. All right, it has been created. Before starting typing codes, I'm going to take some notes. First of all, we will get our exceptions. Second, we will get our not found page. Alright, so we need two different action methods. Let's say the first one is, I'm thinking, handle exceptions. Alright. Return value, let's leave it blank for now. Okay. Let's create the action method first. Public action result, and the action method is not found page. Let's say not found page. Leave the parameter blank for now. Perfect. Alright. We need to create each pages for each action method. Let's create them as well. Add view, reserve view. Let's add view for handle exceptions. Then I'm going to create another page for not found. Once we finalize a controller, we're going to fill inside of those methods. Okay, let's leave it as it is. Let's create for this one as well. Add view, reserve view. Let's edit. I'm still waiting. First of all, I'm going to create not found page. Okay. Let's run the application. Let's see the problem first. Then we will continue with the not found page. Alright, for example, when we initialize our application, let's say instead of product get all products, let's say go vehicles, which is, we don't have that kind of endpoint. Let's say enter. As you can see, no web page was found for the web address. So this is not found exactly. So we need to catch this error page and return a meaningful message to the user. To do that, let's go back our program CS file. Actually, we have our extensions. Let's go back our extensions and let's edit here. Sorry, it's my fault. It has to be in program CS files. Actually, we can create another extension for this build section, but I'm gonna use it here just for now. Okay, let's use here app use page status code page with we have re-execute and redirects. I'm gonna use both of them. Okay, let's start with the re-execute first, and it is asking us a path for a page when we get a not found. So all we need to do is slash, the controller name is exception, Yep, the method name is NotFound page. Is that correct? Let's have a check. Not found page. Okay, let's go to our view. Once we get a not found page error, our application shows us this page. All right. Let's say page not found. You can find a fancy images. You can find fancy templates to build your page not found pages. But in this video, I'm going to show everything easy for you to make you understand as much as um, and with all details. Okay, let's go back our program CS file. Alright, we added re-execute. Let's run the application and try to send a request a non-exist page right now. Okay, slash vehicles. As you can see, page not found with us. The important thing, re-execute the address bar. We still have the wrong address with us. If you say redirect one, redirects, you will see the exception page path on your address bar. Which one? I prefer the first one because I want my users see the problematic address in their address bar. As you can see, exception not found page with us. Okay, I assume you understand. I'm gonna keep both of them. Execute, but let's redirect one command line. All right, let's continue with the exceptions. Perfect. So we have a handled exception here, right? Perfect. Let's get back our program CS file. This is our exception handling method. It is now deactivated because we are in development mode. So I'm gonna take it to the outside. All right. And I'm going to give my path exception catch. What was the name? Is that handle exception? Let me have a look. Handle exceptions. Yeah. Handle exceptions. This endpoint, actually this middleware, once we get an exception, it is automatically take our client, take our user, the exception controller handle exception page. The rest of them is up to us. Okay, let's put a breakpoint here. Okay, let's run the application and try to get an exception and see what's gonna happen. Alright, how can we get an exception? If you remember, we created our filters. Let's try to send, oh, just a second. Let's try to send a manipulated request to our server. Where is our body? Yep, main. This is our table, not you, body. Yep. Let's edit attribute. Once we receive this parameter, we're going to get item not found exception normally. Let's try to send it. Here we go. We received our exception. Alright, why we couldn't? Alright, once we receive the exception, once we continue, as you can see, we are here. The exception has been catched by the application. Alright, let's stop the application and let's try to handle exceptions. Alright, let's try to catch the exception first. Var exception. So all exceptions located in our HTTP context, going to get the features, and we're going to get our exceptions. I exception handler feature, if I remember correctly. Okay, we're going to get all exception features dot error or exception. Let me see the return types. This is I exception handle feature. If I say error, am I going to get the exception? Yeah, we get the exception in our hands now. Perfect. Alright, once we get the exception, now we're going to define what kind of exception we have. But before that, I need to define my exceptions, right? Let's create an exception because I have manually created exception. If you remember our previous filter lesson, let's create a folder, exceptions, add new class, client side exceptions. Alright, I'm going to inherit from exception, and let's create a constructor. Is that the wrong one? The info, no, I'm going to use the message one. Yeah, so when I type a message to the client side exception, it is going to send to the base exception, so it is going to work. But I'm going to use client side exception. Okay, let's get back our filters now, because all the exception created by us located here. Let's step by step change our client side exceptions. Client side exception. Where is my using? I guess this is the one. Yep, perfect. Okay. Let's switch all exceptions to the client side exceptions, because I need to make, how can I say, I need to show you the difference between the client side exceptions and the server side exceptions. That's why I create these client side exceptions in the first hand. Alright, so all exceptions has been created. Now let's get back our controller. If, now I'm going to say, if the exception is client side exceptions, alright, return something. Alright, let's leave it for a second. Okay, return type is view, right? Okay. Otherwise, let me think. Actually, instead of using if blocks, what if I use switch? Let's say var. Let me think about. No, it's the if block is better in the circumstances. Let's continue, but instead of this return with the curly brackets, I'm going to use much more efficient way. Return, no, oops, not the exception. So it's not working, right? Okay, just say return view is better. Okay. Perfect. If the exception else, so we're going to send else exception is, actually we don't have anything else. It is going to be server side exception, right? In these circumstances, in this case, we're going to create a return value. Let's go back our models. Let's create our model now. Actually, this is entity, right? This is not entity. It is going to be a model. This is V model, validation model. Let's create another folder here. Let's say others. All right. I'm going to create another class here. Error V model. All right. So in this error, we're going to have error message and a status code. It is going to be okay. Let's say prop integer status code and prop list. It may be more than one error. Let's keep list errors. All right. Anything else should I do? Let's okay, leave it our error v model like this. Let's get back our exception controller. Now the return value is going to be error v model. Okay, let's say new error v model. Okay, is there any problem? Yep, namespace has been added. Okay, it is asking us a status code and an errors. Yeah, status code and okay, control KD. Actually, I'm gonna make it with the long way to make it more easy. It's much more readable, I think. Alright, it's better. Perfect. Okay, let's get the status code. Status code is going to be, let's have a look at our exception dot. Is there any status code here? Message source. Let's have a look at the properties. There is nothing here. Actually, I'm gonna give my own status code. Why I'm looking exception in the first hand. This is client-side exception, so I'm gonna give 401. All right. For the errors, I'm going to create a new list string. All right. I'm going to give exception message. This exception message exactly come from what we wrote in our, where is my, yeah, what we wrote as an error message in our client-side exceptions. We're going to cache the exception, we're going to cache the message here. Then we're going to return this v model to the handle exception methods. Alright, what if we have another exception instead of client-side exception? We're going to get server-side exception, so let's create another v model. Yep. Return view. Okay. This status code is going to be 500 for the internal server error. And I'm going to type here internal server error. Please speak with your advisor. Alright. Perfect. Now we are returning meaningful messages to our client. So what is happening here? Did we delete something wrongly? Okay, perfect. All right. Let's run the application and let's see the result now. If everything okay. Before continue with the CSHTML file, I'm going to continue with the breakpoint first, but before that, let me check here. Use exception handler. Where is my exception handler? Is here. Perfect. Alright, let's run the application. If app ever is development, okay, let's run the application and let's see the exceptions. I'm waiting. Alright, let's send some irrelevant data. We get the exceptions. Let's continue. Here we go. Let's continue. We get the exception. The parameter cannot be null. The exception is client-side exception. We are going to return new error view models. Perfect. Let's run the application. Let's close here. Let's continue with handled exceptions. Go to view. Our model is going to be error view model. Yep. Let's say model errors dot, actually let's use for each here to show all error messages. Var error in at model dot errors. Let's say hash3 error at errors dot, actually error is okay. Let's have a look. This is string anyway. Yep, perfect. And let's give the status code status code. All right, let's add a space between these two. Perfect. Let's run the application and let's see the error messages now. Let's edit. Let's send irrelevant data. Continue. Let's close this breakpoint. Here we go. Parameter cannot be null. And the status code is 401. Perfect. It is working. Alright, let me think. Is there anything am I going to tell you? We get handle exceptions. We finalize NotFound page. It seems everything has been done for now. Alright guys, I'm going to finish this lesson here. Hopefully you understand how we're able to catch the exceptions and how we're able to return a meaningful messages to the user. Take care of yourself, see you on next lesson. Bye bye.